What's going on, my friends? My name's Mackenzie. Welcome to another episode of The Flamingo Show, where I talk about cool stuff in the world of Webflow. Flamingo. All right, so let's jump right into it. The first big thing you need to know about is Webflow is launching a merch store. Like, it actually just went live. If you want to pause this video and go check it out, there's a link in the description. But if you go to webflow.com/store, this is what you'll see. They have hoodies, they have posters, t-shirts, stickers, hats, mugs, tote bags, and such. And 100% of the proceeds from this are going to an organization called 350.org to combat climate change, which is super cool. They actually sent me some stuff to check out, like this hoodie I'm wearing. It's super comfy. I also got some stickers. Sent me this nice little tote bag. I think this is for carrying groceries or your cat or something. Got a nice little no code, no problem. So Webflow made some designs themselves, but they also collabed with a few people, including myself. So FinSuite made this fun sloth t-shirt. Mo code, mo problems. 368 made this really cool typographic flow-in poster. Very 90s vibes. And then the poster I made was this visual developer lifecycle poster. So I illustrated the process that you go through when you are working on a new project. So you go from idea to sketch to Figma or Sketch. If you like it, you move on to Webflow and launch it. If you don't, you go back to the start. So lots of cool stuff here. You should definitely go check it out. Again, webflow.com/store to pick any of these up. Oh, and if you get the visual developer lifecycle poster that I made, send me a pic once you get it so I can check it out. All right, next up, Webflow just launched a super cool new feature. You can now do visual simulations inside of the designer. So now you can visualize what your site's gonna be like for people with blurred vision or different types of color blindness. So not too long ago, Webflow added the color contrast ratio tool. So now that they added the visual simulations, the visual previews, it just got that much easier to make your sites accessible for everyone. So to use this, all you gotta do is go to the canvas settings, click on that, and then there's vision preview dropdown at the bottom. So you can see like what this site would look like for somebody with blurred vision, or you can see what it would be like for full spectrum color blindness or red-green color blindness. It's a super cool feature. It's super nifty, super handy to have. There's a link in the description to check out the article talking about this new feature if you want to check that out. All right, next up, I just launched a new product called Super Mega Pack. So Super Mega Pack is everything that you might need while you're working in Webflow, neatly organized inside of Notion. So I designed and built this site in Webflow, obviously, but the pack includes like color palettes, curated Google fonts, over 250 sites for inspiration, all the Webflow University courses, different community videos and tutorials, a little freelancer dashboard, tools and resources, people to follow, clonables, and so much more. So if you want to check this one out, go to supermegapack.co. And also, if you like this site and you're curious how I built it with these like scroll interactions and this like little mouse movement interaction, I'm going to be creating a course teaching step-by-step how I built this site if you're interested, so keep an eye out for that. All right, next up, Timothy Rick just launched this new thing called Wizardry. So it's a technique on how to build responsive websites. So he actually made a tutorial walking you through exactly how to set it up, but the gist of it is the site uses viewport width and ems, and then everything will just basically scale up and down depending on the size of the browser. This site is super cool, by the way. It has this like grainy, like TV staticky effect in the background. I'm not exactly sure how he did that. Maybe it's a background video, or it could be like a GIF or something. Either way, it adds a entirely new vibe to the site. It's super well done. I really like it. So this is super cool. I would definitely recommend checking this out. The site itself is just beautifully designed, so at the very least, go check it out for that. But you might want to use this for projects of your own. So you can check this out by going to wizardry-technique.webflow.io. And I'll put a link to that as well as his YouTube video in the description below. All right, let's move on and talk about some awesome made in Webflow sites. So I came across this one the other day called Little Places. It's this directory of awesome places to check out in London. The design of it is absolutely beautiful. The typography is really nice. It has some filtering and search using JetBoost, which is nice to see. But really, the design of it is really beautiful. I highly recommend checking this one out. go to littleplaces.london to see this one for yourself. All right, moving on. One of my favorite made in Webflow sites is this beautifully designed, beautifully illustrated, extremely colorful site for Pest Boys. It has a lot of animations and interactions to it. When you land on the site, it has a little blob that you can move around to like inspect, and then you can see like little bugs moving around. And then there's tons of interactions and animations that happen as you go through. I think this might be one of my favorite made in Webflow sites. There's just so many little details that went into this that just make it so good. I don't love, however, that they designed this beautiful website and then they put this like pixelated picture of checkatrade.com. Anyway, you should definitely go check this one out. You can go to peststopboys.co.uk to see this one for yourself. All right, next up we have Transplant. So this site is a visualization of where people are moving. So you can search for a city directly, or you can just scroll through and it talks about the top places people are moving from and where they're moving to. But just like the last site, the Pest.boys site, this one is very bold, very vibrant with all the colors and illustrations. Has some cool like sticky navigation as you scroll through to show you where people are moving from, where people are moving to. So you can see this one for yourself at transplant.to. All right, next up, I came across this agency called Daamn, and it is cool. It has this crazy morph effect as you move your mouse around. But the cool thing is this like weird experimental navigation that they built. So you like click and hold it to move around, click and drag to move around. So if I want to go to like a different project. So this site is just really cool to navigate around. For sure, there's some custom code going on here. I'm not exactly sure how they built it, but either way, it's super cool what they did. If you want to check this one out for yourself, go to daamn.co. dammn.co. All right, next up we have a landing page for Graphika online conference for 2021. This site is super cool. There's a ton of cool scroll interactions and hover interactions. I really like this sticky section. I think this was really well done. So the boxes take up the full screen and then sticks as you scroll. Just a clever little technique I haven't seen before. And then there's a lot of background videos and a lot of like scroll interactions and stuff. Definitely definitely recommend checking this one out. Super cool. You can go to 2021.graphika.online to see this for yourself. All right, and last up we have fatfestival.it. So this one is from 2019. It's a little bit old, but I just came across it not too long ago. I of course love the design, but the slider interaction is super cool. Basically, you can just scroll through and see all the artists, and then once you find somebody you want to check out, click on their name. There's a lot of like page transition interactions, loading interactions, scroll, everything. It even has like a game built in. You can't download the experience. All right, so there's a ton going on with this one, a bunch of cool interactions you should see for yourself. So if you want to see this one live, go to fatfestival.it/2019. All right, that is all for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out any of the links for yourself, they're all in the description below. And yeah, go pick up some Webflow merch. It all goes to charity. This hoodie is super comfy. Oh, and if you snag one of my posters, I'd love to see it. So be sure to snap me a pic and send it over on Twitter. I'm at McKinsey Child. But yeah, that is all for this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.